So hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Marlene and I do a lot of things. I don't know. I do a lot of different type of videos like fitness, lifestyle, fashion, makeup. But right now I am doing a series where I do some get ready with me's and talk about Love Island UK. Okay, last week everything ended with obviously a recoupling where Brad and Chugs were kind of like left to their luck, and New Islander Rachel came into the villa and she got a text message saying she had to choose between Brad and Chugs and she had like 24 hours to do so. So, the episode kind of like centers around like Rachel kind of like getting to know the boys, getting to know Brad, getting to know Chugs. I feel like I have a few opinions about this. I feel like it wasn't really fair to Rachel. She only got to like pick between two guys, but that's we're gonna get into that later. But basically, she talks to Brad, she talks to Chugs. I didn't get the feeling that she like really bonded with any of them. Like obviously she got along better with Brad, and Brad was like, oh, you're my type, which I feel like Brad just keeps mentioning that to everyone. He's like, you're my type, you're my type, you're my type, and like everyone looks different. But you know what, Brad, you do you. And then with Chugs, like obviously the conversation was like flowing. Like Chugs is a really nice guy, but I don't feel like they had that like spark. I don't think she had a spark with Brad either, but she had more of a spark with Brad than she did with Chugs. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly do my brows. I use my Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't know what this is called. And then also in this episode, we got a challenge. I normally love challenges in Love Island. I think they're so fun. This one was so cringy, honestly. So cringy. Like the guys in the thongs. I cannot get that image out of my head. But basically it was like a James Bond 007 type of a challenge where you guys had to like that's so weird. They had to like rescue the girls from the fakest, like the fakest, like cheapest stenography ever. And then there was like slime pouring on them. And then they had to go into this like I have no idea what it was, like a vibrating mat and do a cocktail. And the girls had to drink it. Like, oh my god, it was so awkward. I hated it. Like I watched it, I felt physically uncomfortable watching the challenge. Okay, but anyways, they get back from the challenge. Everyone is kind of like getting ready for the evening, and Rachel has to kind of like pick out which boy she wants to couple up with, Chucks or Brad, and she ends up picking Brad, which I am not very happy about. Like Brad is just like really weird. Like he is so beautiful, and he's probably really good at like talking. He looks like a guy who's like really interesting, and you can have like very interesting not conversations, because apparently the guy does not listen, but he looks like the type of guy that just talks and you're like, I love this guy. I get it. It happens to me a lot when I meet like very smart people and they start talking and I feel like I love it. And then I kind of like realize that I'm not really having a conversation. I'm just hearing someone speaking to themselves. But anyways, let's move on to the next episode. Honestly, the first like 3 episodes this week, I wanted to stop watching Love Island. I don't know, they were so boring. Like nothing was happening. Like truly, no one likes each other. Like I have no one to root for at this point. Like, yeah, maybe Sharon and Aaron, they're nice, they're cool, but it isn't like a fiery, passionate thing. I don't know. And then you get like Liv and Jake, who are like in a couple since forever, and they kind of like each other. But then Jake is always having doubts, and you cannot root for them because Jake is constantly having doubts. I don't know. At this point, there was not no one I was rooting for. Episode 8, Faye and Liam actually kiss in this episode, which I really liked. Like, I was like, oh, finally my queen Faye, because oh my god. Because Faye is my queen and she finally got to kiss a boy who actually wanted to kiss her back. So I was kind of like happy, very happy for her. And then Rachel kind of like confides that she is just not really feeling Brad that much. Like she is already having second doubts, basically because Brad is like not reassuring her. He's like, oh, you have to get to know everyone, and like I really want you to get to know everyone. And he was like very like, please get to know other people. So Rachel is a little bit frustrated. She's like, oh my god, I picked you and I thought we kind of like had a thing going. And Brad is kind of like not showing her that, which is a really shitty. Like, I think it's not nice of Brad to just go in and be like she just saved him. She just saved him from being dumped from the island, and he is already telling her, please get to know other people. I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm not okay with it. Toby and Cass actually have like a chat. Like, obviously Toby and Cass, they are very like a slow burning couple, and I have a few opinions about that. We're gonna get into them a little bit later. But basically they have been very like slow burning, and they finally have like a conversation about it. And Cass, she is the most understanding woman on on this earth. Like, she is such a nice person. Basically the conversation like ends with Toby being like, oh no, I want to go in. Like, I want to go in 100%. I'm going to jump into this relationship. And they have a kiss, which I think it's their first kiss. Like, I cannot remember, but I think that's the first like actual kiss they shared. We then get a text saying the hideaway is open for the night and the Islanders choose Liv and Jake to go to hideaway, and they go in. Liv is looking like really hot, and nothing really happens. Like, obviously it was okay. They had like massages and they had like alone time, but we don't see anything like really happening. Liv and Jake, they come back from the hideaway, and when they go out to gonna have breakfast, they notice there's some tables and they're about to have brunch, which honestly, I hated the whole brunch scene. It was so awkward. Like, people, like couples were having conversations, and it was like, oh my god, do they like, why does no one like each other? I was so mad, like really so mad that no one seemed to kind of like each other. Every single conversation was just the worst conversation. Like Faye and Liam, they had just shared a kiss like last night, and they're talking. I know they're talking about pets, and like it isn't that deep, but Faye is like, "Oh yeah, I have 2 cats," and Liam is like, "I hate cats." Like, oh my god. Like, I'm not saying Liam has to like cats. I'm just saying like, fake it just a bit. Like, Sharon and Aaron, they get into this conversation about like kids in the future, and Sharon is like, no, I don't like kids. I don't want to like really have kids. And Aaron is like super taken aback by it. And then Jake finally tells Liv like, oh, I like where this is going, but honestly, I'm not feeling it like 100. If a blonde came through those doors, I am gonna give her the time of day, and my head could potentially be turned. So yeah, everything was like really weird, and I did not like it one bit. But yeah, after the whole brunch scene, which was a disaster, like honestly, disaster, Rachel kind of breaks down and she is kind of like crying about Brad, which I hate that girls cry about Brad. Like honestly, Brad, he is the worst. But anyways, after that, the episode kind of like ends. Next episode, that was it was an episode. A really really big thing happened this episode, and it was the whole plastic surgery conversation. Now I'm not gonna be putting my own opinions and my views on it into this video. Basically, you know what? Let's just get into the whole episode. Basically, the Islanders, they have this like party. Like every night they have a party. And in this particular party, they had to play a game where you kind of had to, it's kind of like the newlywed game. You kind of have to guess what your partner's answer to a certain question will be. And I mean, there were a lot of questions about like, what's your partner's style? What are your partner's turn-offs and things like that. And apparently, like Hugo kept saying he did not like fake girls. And I thought it was like a personality thing. Like I don't like people who are fake or have a fake personality. But apparently he was like not really saying that. He was more on the I don't like girls who had plastic surgery. And Shannon is getting really, really annoyed at this because Shannon, she has had some procedures done, and a lot of the girls have had things done. Sharon was getting really, really annoyed at Hugo saying he did not like girls who had procedures done. And she kind of like flies. Well, she didn't fly off. She was like, okay, she was she was visibly annoyed by it. And when the game ended, she kind of like talked to Faye, and she was like really feeling a type of way about this. And she actually got to talk to Hugo, and I think she explained it to her. Like obviously Sharon is very like strong-minded and she has an opinion about things. Which is like fine, like I don't mind it. I really like Sharon. But she kind of like got to explain to Hugo, like, oh my god, like you don't get it, like people expect things from you, like they expect you to look a certain type of way, and sometimes you cannot achieve that through any other way other than getting procedures done. And also like getting something done does not make you fake and does not make you like less of a person. Probably Shannon has had other type of conversations about this. Like I don't think this is like a thing she just got annoyed because she got annoyed about it. She probably had like previous experiences with this, with people thinking she was fake or judging her for the type of procedures she had done. This probably, like the way I see it, this is probably like a triggering topic for her. Obviously, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult for boys to realize this, and especially with boys that are like really, really I have noticed this in the last years. But sometimes boys, when they're like really nice and genuine, they don't really get that other people are gonna treat you weird for the way you look and things like that. So I think Hugo didn't mean anything like malicious. I believe him when he says that. But anyways, Aaron, on the other hand, is not as understanding as I am, and he is very, very annoyed that Sharon reacted the way that she did. He's like, no, I don't like girls who are like fiery. Probably he has a whole story that might be a trigger for him. That like that's what I want to say. Like the same way plastic surgery is a trigger for Sharon, maybe like girls who get really like annoyed and whatever or a trigger for him. I don't know. I'm not justifying anyone. I just want to like lay it out for you. You can draw your own conclusions about this. I'm Team Shannon, but that's just me. Maybe you're not, and that's fine. I respect that. But basically, he is kind of like annoyed the whole thing, and he really wants to like cut things off with Shannon, but he does not talk to her that day. He kind of like gets into bed, doesn't really look at her. They don't cuddle, they don't do anything, which I think it would have been better for him to talk to her that day. I think he should have gone and realized that if Sharon was reacting this way, there was probably a reason behind her reaction. And he just kind of like ignored it and went to bed angry and just didn't talk to her about it. But anyways, they go to bed, they wake up the next day, and the girls all get a message saying they are gonna go have brunch outside the villa. And the girls are really, really happy, but they shouldn't be. There is no such thing as free brunch in Love Island. If they're getting you out of the villa, you better get ready because something is gonna go down. And what came down were two beautiful blonde girls. Lucinda and Millie, they entered the villa, and the guys like heads were turning everywhere. Like the guys literally were like, they were so happy. So happy. Like they had no right to be that happy, but they were that happy. And basically they kind of like get talking, and we see like Brad is really into the girls. Like Brad is really into Lucinda. He's like, this is my type, this is my type, this is my type of girl. She's my type to a T. So that is coming. And just in general, the guys are way too happy about what's going on. Episode kind of ends like that. Like the girls, they send a selfie to the boys, and then the boys, they take a selfie with the girls and send it to the girls that are at brunch. Drama waiting to happen. So the episode kind of like ends like that, and the next episode starts by the girls entering the villa and getting to know Millie and Lucinda. So they gonna get to know everyone. Like Millie and Lucinda are just getting to know everyone. The girls, the boys. They're kind of like very nice. They're very like civil. I think they are really like cute girls. I don't think they're like bad or anything. I don't think they have like bad intentions or whatever. I really like them. And then we find out they have to go on those like dinner dates. You know, the ones where a boy will prepare like an entree, and then the other boy will prepare like the main dish, and then one just prepares dessert for the girls. Well, that date is happening tonight. And basically, Millie, she chooses. I have my notes over here, so I keep looking over there because I have my notes there. So Millie picks Aaron for the entree, Liam for the main dish, and Hugo for dessert. And then Lucinda picks Brad for the entree, Hugo for the main dish, and Aaron for dessert. I love that the girls are picking Hugo because I said it so many times. I love Hugo. He is such a nice boy, and no one really like picks him. So I'm very happy that both the girls kind of like picked him. And then they both pick Aaron, which at this point is kind of awkward because Aaron has not had a conversation with Sharon yet. And like there's the whole like plastic surgery debacle that happened last night, and no one really talked about it. So yeah, that's like a nice disaster waiting to happen. Basically, every date went well. Lucinda, she really got to know Brad, and he laid it on thick. Like the boy was there grafting his heart out. He really, really made an impression on her. And then obviously like Aaron and Hugo, they both had like good dates with Lucinda, but I think like Brad was kind of like the standout. And then Millie, on the other hand, she had the best date with Liam. She had a good date with Hugh and Erin as well. I think Millie's dates went better than Lucinda's. Millie, she is so flirty. Like, oh my god. The girl knows how to flirt. I'm just gonna say that. So the dates went really, really well, but the one with Liam, like they could not get their eyes off each other. Like they were like infatuated with each other. So I think that was like the standout date for Lucinda. But sorry for Millie. When the dates are over, Millie and Lucinda are talking, and they're like, I want to keep getting to know every single one of these boys. Like, dates were really, really good, which I agree. Like, the dates were really, really good. And every single one of the boys they chose were kind of like open to having a good date. You know what I mean? Dates are over, and we finally get to see Sharon and Aaron talking. And it was awkward. So basically, Aaron was kind of like saying like, oh, you were really like, you had a very strong reaction and you're very fiery and I don't like fiery girls. And Sharon was like, what, like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't get it. Like, you like my confidence, but you don't like me being like standing up for myself. I don't get it. And he was like, I think it was very weird and you just had like this whole reaction. And she was like, but you didn't see me talking to Hugo. Like when I talked to Hugo, I was very like calm and collected. But basically in the end, Aaron was like, I don't want to pursue this any further. And obviously Sharon was like, very suspicious that you're saying this after having amazing dates with two new girls. Because obviously she had no idea. Like we, the public, know that Aaron was feeling a certain type of way since yesterday, but Sharon had no idea. Like Sharon literally had no idea that Aaron was even thinking about that. So I feel like Sharon, it was very bad timing. I personally would not have had that conversation after the dates. I probably, if I was Aaron, I would have had that conversation like in the morning or something like that. It's very weird. And the episode kind of like ends like that. Just Sharon feeling like a lot of feelings and Aaron being like, bye. Next episode kind of like picks up where they left off with Sharon and Aaron being really like awkward. And yeah, that's just it is so awkward, like so awkward between those two. But anyways, we find out that Chloe, who has not been bonding with any of the boys like romantically, wants to get to know Toby, which was very much a surprise to me because when she got in, she didn't really talk to Toby, and when she got in, Toby wasn't really like that like coupley with Cass. Like he definitely was having like second doubts. It was really weird that she did not go for Toby, but we kind of found out that she kind of wants to get to know him a little bit more and kind of like make a statement. She obviously does not talk to anyone about this other than, I think, the two new girls. Like, not a word to Cass, which is kind of weird because if this would have been like a week ago when Chloe got in, then you know what? It's fine. Like, obviously, if you're new, you're going to get to know the boys, but you have been here for a week. And you're just now realizing that, oh, maybe I'm going to talk to Toby and get to know him. And like a week ago, Cass and Toby were not that strong of a couple. So I don't understand why she didn't get to know him before, like when she got in. Everything is very weird. And I really like Chloe. Like that's the thing. I thought Chloe, like, she had like a heart of gold and she'd be like Hugo over the other two boys, knowing that she was gonna be like a friendship couple and everything. I thought, well, you know what? This girl, she's a team player. But apparently she's not. They get to do a challenge, like a new challenge where the girls are like dressed as police women. They have to do like a sexy dance and they have to like choose a boy and kiss them. Basically that's the whole challenge thing. And all the girls that were in a couple, they kind of like chose their respective partners. Like even Sharon, who just had like a fight with Aaron, chose Aaron. But then Chloe decides that she is not gonna pick Hugo. My heart broke there, like really my heart. I was heartbroken. She did not pick Hugo. She picked Toby. And like we, the public, we knew she kind of liked him. Like for 5 minutes ago, she told us she liked him, but none of the girls knew. Like that's the thing. Cass had no idea. Toby had no idea, and she kind of like picked Toby, or maybe Toby did have an idea. I did, but she picks Toby for challenges, and she full on snogs him. Like I swear there was tongue and everything, and she like went in for the kiss, like really went in for the kiss, and all the girls were shocked. She could have picked him for the challenge and had like a little peck or whatever. That would have been okay. And Cass even says that to her after, like, you could have had a peck with him. And that would still have had the same effect. Like, you would still have been like, I'm going to choose this boy. But the full on snug, like, you have no respect. Like, girl, there is no girl code there. When they go back from the challenge, Cass and Chloe have a conversation, and Cass is like, oh, like, you didn't have to snug him, you know? And Chloe's like, oh, but I really want to get to know him. And Cass is like, that's fine, but you could have like talked to me, you know, let me know. I'm gonna get to know him, especially because Cass and Toby are finally getting to like a good place. Full disclosure, I don't think Cass and Toby were gonna last very long. I think Toby, he doesn't really like Cass as much. Like, I think Toby thinks Cass is like a beautiful girl, and she is such a good girl as well. Like, she is literally perfect, but Toby has never been in a relationship, and I don't think he knows how to distinguish having feelings for someone versus having like a relationship with someone. Like, he likes Cass and he's attracted to Cass, and he's like, if Cass is this like beautiful girl who's so understanding and she has been nothing but nice to me, then obviously I should be in a relationship with her. But he doesn't feel attracted to her in that way. And I think they were not gonna last. Like, this was obviously like, this was gonna happen eventually, like if not with Chloe or with someone else. But even if I think that Toby and Cass are not meant for each other, like, Chloe should have talked to Cass. She should have been like, hey Cass, I'm just gonna let you know, I'm gonna crack on with Toby. Like, I fancy him and I wanna shoot my shot. Even if Cass thought that it was snaky, like, it would have been better than just doing what she did. I think what Chloe did was like the worst scenario. Because she could have like just let it, like, you don't have to have Cass's permission, but you could have let her know. I have a note that says Hugo's hair in this emoji. Chloe is now very much friends with Millie and Lucinda, and she and basically all the other girls are siding with Cass on this matter. And obviously everyone's kind of like talking about this because it is very big news and everyone has an opinion about it. Because obviously, like, you're 24/7 with these people. Like, literally, you don't have anything else to do all day other than gossip about couples. So yeah, everyone has an opinion. And Chloe, the nerve of Chloe being like, oh, I'm so over this drama when literally she is the drama. Joey and Cass talk, and basically Toby's like, oh, I don't know why, but we're moving so slow, and I don't know why. And that he would like to kind of like get to know Chloe and kind of like see what happens. He's like, I like you, but there's something like kind of holding me back, and I would like to explore things. This is one of those moments when it's like, is this real, or are you just saying it because obviously you cannot avoid the conversation any longer? Like, I think Toby was kind of like avoiding having to talk to Cass about why they're like not really working. He does not make Cass feel weird or bad about anything. And Cass, like, she is so composed. Like, she is a queen. She honestly, she reacts so calmly. She reacts so well to things. I wish I was her. After that conversation, Toby talks to Chloe on the balcony, and he is like, oh yeah, I talked to Cass, and I kind of like, I really want to get to know you. And they end up sharing a kiss. So they make out on the balcony. Which, if you've been watching Love Island, which you probably have because you're watching this video, like, Tui did not kiss Cass for like a week, and now like a day into knowing Chloe, he just like full on makes out with her on the balcony. I think it's a little bit shady. I'm not. Okay, so new episode, and everything is kind of like awkward. Everyone's kind of like tiptoeing around things. Chloe and Faye, they kind of have a conversation because last episode, I think I didn't mention it, but Faye kind of like got into a screaming match with herself about Chloe. Like, Chloe was kind of like eavesdropping conversation, and Faye was like, please go mind your own business. And Chloe was like, oh, I heard my name. And Faye was like, yeah, we're talking about you, but could you please go mind your own business? Like, it was so awkward. But anyway, Faye kind of like apologized for that. I think Chloe's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I think Chloe's a little bit like two-faced, and she now found new friends. It's like Chloe was friends with these girls, and then new girls came in, and she kind of got along better with the like Millie and Lucinda. And now she is like, now that she has other friends, she can kind of like backstab everyone. I don't know. Like, I don't want to be mean to Chloe, but that's kind of like how it feels. That she found new better friends. And she can backstab everyone because she has somewhere to land on. After that, we get to see Millie and Liam kind of like talking and really, really vibing. Like, I really like them together. I think they have like a similar vibe. They are both very like chill people, but Millie is like, she is spicy. Like, honestly, when she got in, like, I don't know, like, I didn't have many opinions about her, to be honest. But every time she opens her mouth, like, gold comes out. And they talk about Faye, and they're like we want to be respectful to her. We want to like kind of like keep her in the loop and stuff. So I really like that about them. I think after the whole Chloe, Toby, Cass thing, seeing people being like, if we were gonna talk about coupling up, we should kind of like let Faye know. So I really like that. And after that, actually Liam goes and like has a chat with Faye, and he's like, well, obviously, like, I want to keep you in the loop, and I'm getting to know Millie. Like, I still want to get to know you, but I'm getting to know her, and I really wanted you to know that. I wanted you to be like in the loop and not get like blindsided. And Faye's like, okay, yeah, like, I love that. I love that for you. I think like I'm not gonna stop you from getting to know her. And you should get to know her. Like, she understands the game. Like, that's what it is to me. Like, Faye understands that people are gonna get to know other people. After that, we see Brad laying it on thick with Lucinda. Like, honestly, he is just talking about them recoupling and sharing a bed and all these things. And like, he is just going on in like a monologue about them recoupling. So Lucinda is very like caught up in that whole moment, and they share a kiss. And oh my god, I could see tongue. I could see the entirety of Brad's tongue go into Lucinda's mouth, which was very, very awkward for me as a viewer. But, I hope you enjoyed it. But anyways, Lib, who, after the conversation she had with Jake at brunch, like 2 episodes ago, apparently she has been very cold with him. She has not been like kissing him or giving him that much attention. She is the best. She goes on, puts on the sexiest pair of underwear she has, and gets into bed. And Jake, you can see Jake being like, oh my, what? He I think he's really starting to appreciate Liberty. Also, we get to see like on the night camera that Sharon and Aaron are like super cuddly, and I was very taken aback because I like Aaron obviously like he said that like he broke it off, and minutes after he's like cuddling with her. I don't, well, it wasn't minutes, it was like an episode later, but he's like very cuddly and touchy-feely in bed. So I don't know, like it was weird. Next, we see Toby actually talking to Cass. This was a very like heated conversation. So well, it wasn't heated because bless Cass, she is so calm and collected. But basically, Toby tells Cass that he kissed Chloe last night out on the balcony, and Cass is like, "Well, why didn't you tell me yesterday? Like, we were in bed together. Why didn't you tell me?" And Toby was like, "I thought it would be best to tell you today." And Cass is like, "What?" But obviously Toby is like, "I think you're holding back, and I think you're not telling me what you really feel." And Cass is like, "What do you want me to say? Like, what is there to say? You kissed her. You want to get to know her. Like, fine, get to know her. But oh my god, like, what do you want me to say? Like, do you want me to be like, oh no, don't get to know her? Like that's not her." So I don't know. After that, Chloe and Cass have a conversation, and there was one phrase that Cass said that is like, "You have no loyalties to me," which is in my mind, Cass telling Chloe like, "I don't want to be your friend." Like, she's like, "I thought we were friends, but you obviously have no loyalties to me." That was a lot. Like, when she said that, it was like a definite, we're not friends. And then Chloe is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And Cass is like, "Yeah, no, everything's good." Like, I don't think Cass likes confrontation very much. After that, Jake gets a text that says he is gonna go on a date with Liv, and he is so pumped about it, and everyone is like very, very happy. And the date, I think it went really, really well. They Love Island dates, man, they're the worst. Whoever, like, I know by now it's like a running gag and they cannot go all out on a date because it would not be on brand for them. But oh my god, it's getting out of control. But anyways, they cannot talk about what happened, and Jake is like, "You know what? These two blonde girls, because they gotta be blonde, walking in made me realize that what we have is so good. Like, literally, I did not want to pursue anything with any of the girls." So Jake says like that he wants to pursue things with Liberty, and they even talk about like life after the villa. They talk about what do you think your family is gonna think of me? And Jake is like, I think you're gonna get along with my mom. And it was all very like nice, and they end up like sharing a kiss, which obviously like Liberty had not kissed him in like 2 days. And they end up like having a kiss. So it was very nice, and I'm very happy for them. I want couples that actually like each other. I said this so many times, but I want Love Island to have love. Meanwhile, in the villa, we see Liam and Millie talking again, and they're kind of like talking about recoupling, about them picking each other at the next recoupling. And they even talk about like whether or not to kiss, and they end up like not kissing because they want to be like respectful to Faye and not blindside her again. And after that whole conversation, Liam goes and talks to Faye because I love Liam. I love Liam, and I'm very much rooting for him and Millie. I really like them. But basically, Liam goes and tells Faye, like, you know what, I'm really vibing with Millie. I don't want you to be like blindsided. And Faye was like, yeah, I see you too. Like, I see you vibing. I see you're always laughing with her. Like, I have a pair of eyes and a brain, so I knew this was coming, and she's very nice about it. After that, Lucinda kind of like talks to Faye about Brad, and she says something that we have heard time and time again. Brad does not know how to have a conversation. He just talks, and it's very one-sided, and Faye is like, yeah, that's Brad for you. You thought you were going to be different. Like, no, you're not going to be different. And Lucinda is like having like second thoughts about kissing him because she obviously like kissed him the night before. And now she's kind of like having doubts about it. And Faye, I loved the term. Faye asks her, do you feel like it was like a night out snog? And Lucinda says yes. And I love that. Such a good analogy. Well, basically the episode ends there. We get to see in the like promo for the next episode that a new Islander is gonna come in, Teddy, and that there will be a recoupling on the horizon. So yeah, a lot of things happened this week. I'm finally feeling like Love Island is picking up the pace a little bit. I'm very excited to see what happens next week, and I hope this series continues to get better and better and better. But anyways, that is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my look. If you have any opinions about Love Island that you wanna just air out, write them down in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about this series, this Love Island series 7. But anyways, this is it, and I will see y'all next Sunday with my review on week 3. Mwah. Bye.